Welcome to Giant Ability TV.
We are not oblivious of the fact that we are to give thanks in everything and for everything, including our dear nation, Nigeria. We, as a matter of fact, did not have any input in our being born into this great country, which is blessed with both natural and human resources, but lacking in leadership. We are therefore thankful to God for seeing Nigeria through to our 63rd independence anniversary. To God be all the glory. When one thinks about how far the country has come, especially in comparison with the lives of some of us who were born around the same time that Nigeria gained their independence in 1960, it becomes very difficult to understand why the country has experienced a precarious growth so far, especially with the abundant natural and human resources that it is endowed with. The country in itself is not to blame, but the occupants who by acts of commission or omission have dealt a great blow to the country and made her to be in motion instead of movement. One would have thought that the diversity in the country Nigeria should be a source of our strength, but rather this has to a large extent proved to be the opposite. 63 years in the life of a man and a woman is not a joke, and if one is still crawling at that age, then divine intervention will be the only way out.
There's so many important representatives could come to Nigeria on that occasion because they will be able to inform their governments of the genuine desire which Nigeria has to have friendly relations with you all. First, it is a desire of Nigeria, as I have said already, to remain on friendly terms with all nations and to participate actively in the work of the United Nations organization. Secondly, Nigeria, a large and populous country of over 35 millions, has absolutely no territorial or expansionist intentions. Thirdly, we shall not forget our old friends, and we are proud to have been accepted as a member of the British Commonwealth. But nevertheless, we do not intend to align ourselves as a matter of routine with any of the power blocs. We are committed to uphold the principles upon which the United Nations organization is founded. Fourthly, Nigeria hopes to work with other African states for the progress of Africa and to assist in bringing all African territories to a state of responsible independence.
Nigeria has had both the military and the civilian regimes at different times, and most of the problems of the country have been put at the doorstep of the military, whose interventions have been described as an aberration. However, nothing is believed to be wholly good or wholly bad. But taking a critical look at some of the things that happened to the country of Nigeria, one would without hesitation give some credit to the military junta. Take for instance, the creation of states in the country after independence in 1960. One will give it to the military, and these exercises have served as major contributions towards the development, progress and growth of Nigeria. For instance, out of the 4 regions that were in existence after Nigeria gained their independence in 1960, General Yakubu Gowon, the then military head of state, between 1967 and 1975, created 12 states and appointed governors to head them. The states namely Northwestern State, Northeastern State, Kano State, North Central State, Benue Plateau State, Kwara State, Western State, Lagos State, Midwestern State, and from Ojuku's Eastern Region, a River State, a Southeastern State, and an East Central State. These were done for administrative convenience, though political, but moved the country towards becoming a federating unit. Moreover, on February 3, 1976, the military government of General Murtala Muhammad created new states and renamed others. The states he created include Bauchi, Benue, Borno, Imo, Niger, Ogun, and Ondo. This brought the total number of states in Nigeria to 19 in 1976. Moving the country forward, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida on 23 September 1987 created 2 states, Akwa Ibom State and Katsina State. He also created an additional 9 states to the existing 21 states in 1991, and these are namely Abia, Enugu, Delta, Jigawa, Kebbi, Osun, Kogi, Taraba, Adamawa, and Yobe, bringing the total number of states to 30. President Ibrahim Babangida also moved the federal capital of Nigeria from Lagos to Abuja on 12 December 1991.
Pleased to take this opportunity to declare once again, therefore, that this administration attaches the greatest importance to constructive and helpful criticisms as well as the freedom of the press, and to declare further that the administration also attaches the greatest importance of fundamental human rights. A visible improvement in the standard of living of our people will not come overnight, of course. It is nonetheless feasible to take a meaningful action now which would alleviate the deprivation and misery of the large majority of our population within a short time. Thus, the administration will, in particular, take measures to check our galloping inflation and soaring unemployment. Part of these measures may require a review of our ongoing negotiations with the International Monetary Fund and our current debt servicing ratio. And I trust that we will be able to count on the goodwill of your countries and organizations on this issue.
Furthermore, in 1996, General Sani Abacha created an additional 6 new states, namely Ebonyi, Bayelsa, Nasarawa, Zamfara, Gombe, and Ekiti State. It is crystal clear that the military regimes in Nigeria before the return to democracy in 1999 did contribute a lot to the development and progress of Nigeria. Their contributions also enhanced the unity of the country. Recall that the National Youth Service, which is still in existence today, was the creation of the military regime of General Yakubu Gowon on May 22, 1973. For the reconciliation, reconstruction, and rebuilding of the nation after the Civil War. This is a 1-year compulsory service for all graduates of Nigerian tertiary institutions, which takes the participants from their states of origin to other states in Nigeria to familiarize them with the diversity of the country. It will therefore not be out of place to mention that the Nigerian military has made significant contribution to the development of the country Nigeria, and to this end deserves an important place in the overall development and progress of the country outside and apart from their primary assignment, which is the protection of the territorial integrity and unity of the country. This brings to fore the realization of the fact that democracy as a system of government, no matter how progressive it may be, has not to a large extent contributed much to the development of Nigeria, especially in the area of infrastructure, when compared to what the country has achieved during the military eras. It is worthy of note and mention also that the only military regime that did not create one single state in Nigeria was that of the former civilian president, General Muhammadu Buhari, and it is therefore not surprising why he plunged Nigeria into a disaster of unimaginable proportion. Perhaps one day we will indeed learn to guard the state. That will be through civilization, but to do so we must learn to understand ourselves. Carl Jung wrote to Lawrence van der Post, "I cannot prove to you that God exists, but my work has proved empirically that a pattern of God exists in every man, and that this pattern in the individual has at its disposal the greatest transforming energies of which life is capable. Find this pattern in yourself and life is transformed." Prince Charles. What people do off the job goes a long way in determining what they do on the job. This accounts for what the former president Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu have in common about the lack of creativity and originality in leadership styles. Recall that President Muhammadu Buhari, after he was ousted as the military head of state in 1975, did nothing to improve himself, either educationally or in other ways, until he became the elected civilian president in 2015. The same was the case of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. After he left office in 2007 as the governor of Lagos State, he did not engage his mind actively and in the right direction between 2007 and 2023. Under normal circumstances, for somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who had his educational qualification challenged in 1999 when he was to contest the governorship of Lagos State, wisdom should have demanded of him to at least enroll with an educational institution, even if it was to be virtually, and by borrowing a leaf from what the executive governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, did. By going abroad to the United States of America, to be precise, to obtain a fresh degree from a tertiary institution. Sitting still and wishing makes no person great. The good Lord sends the fishing, but you have to dig the bait. Similarly, you cannot plow a field by turning it over in your mind. On this occasion of the 63rd independence anniversary of Nigeria, it is saddening to note that millions of Nigerians are not sure where their next meal comes from. Apart from hunger that has taken over the country, making hard-working citizens helpless and homeless, the country as we all know it is also bedeviled with the problem of insecurity. Noteworthy and with a broken heart is the fact that within the 100 days of the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in office, 25 military officers were ambushed and killed in Niger State, and the lives of so many security operatives and innocent civilians were taken in the southeast by unknown gunmen. Zamfara State is also under siege by terrorists and bandits, with the recent kidnapping of 8 corps members, as well as students of Zamfara State University, who are still in captivity till now. In the face of these uncertainties and onslaught by the terrorists and bandits in the country, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his Vice President Kashim Shettima are reputed to be the most traveled since the return of democracy to the country in 1999. So many lies also have been told to Nigerians by the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the form of propaganda. As Nigeria celebrates with empty stomachs and pockets, let this call ring a bell in their ears that the evil you don't confront has a right to remain. Let no one deceive you and in any guise that the future, a prosperous one, is in view. The present administration has no known destination in mind to take Nigerians to. The All Progressives Congress Party, under the watch of the former President Muhammadu Buhari, had the crude oil of Nigeria stolen for 8 good years, with Buhari himself as the Minister of Petroleum, and nothing is being done to investigate Buhari and to make him face the music. This administration is not different than the previous, and permit me to say that from the look of things, it is going to be worse. To say the military regime is an aberration is subjective. It may be so in other countries, but in Nigeria, their services in times like these are indispensable. Nigeria cannot continue with a president who has declared to the world that releasing his educational document from the Chicago State University will do him irrecoverable harm, and he knows what he's saying because one crime leads to another. This is someone whose primary and secondary school education cannot be traced. So, laying hands on his educational document from the Chicago State University, even if it happens to be that he attended the university, the question will still be about the primary and secondary school he attended before the Chicago State University. Nigerians are too smart and intelligent to have someone like this fooling us. Let this occasion be for introspection, for our foolery must come to an end now. This admonition is for Nigeria, the giant of Africa, and to Nigerians. Let the world know you as you are, not as you think you should be, because sooner or later, if you are posing, you will forget the pose, and then where are you, Sammy Bryce? On a final note, it is important that Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu realizes that he has a moral burden on him to honorably step aside and save Nigeria and Nigerians of the embarrassment that we have been subjected to among the Committee of Nations. A wise man admonishes, on the achievement of fame in government service, of these be wary. Honor and fame are often regarded as interchangeable. Both involve an appraisal of the individual, but I suggest this difference. Fame is morally neutral. To this end, be honorable yourself if you wish to associate with the honorable. Happy independence. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you for watching.